are watching Everything Nicaragua. I'm Tony.
Soy Nicolás.
We are at the El Dorado in San Juan del Sur. Let's go try some steaks.
Let's do it.
So you are still watching Everything Nicaragua, and we have Nick over here, and we have Matt over here, and then Alicia to my left. And one of the best parts about Everything Nicaragua is every once in a while you get a really cool text from a guy that says, "Hey, I like what you're doing. Come have dinner at my new restaurant." When did you guys start this restaurant, hotel, motorbike track, pig raising farm? Like, what's going on here?
So basically in January, on January 1st, we took over the resort and we really started kind of doing renovations slowly but surely, and everything's on Nica time down here. So it took its time, and basically we did a soft opening on May 5th, and then our hard opening was on May 21st.
How did you guys meet? You are the two business partners that started this venture, right? True. Yeah. Do you mind telling me a little bit about?
Yeah, you bet. Well, we came down here last year from Canada, and we were looking for someone and something to invest into, because we wanted to be a part of the community and to support local and to find something to do with our time. And we met Nick and Liz. They had a previous restaurant location that was very successful. The food was amazing, and it was very well attended, and we became fast friends.
Was there backgrounds in restaurateuring, and what was kind of your backgrounds before you got here to Nicaragua and started this?
Well, Nick has a much bigger background in the restaurant business than I do. I worked in a chain restaurant back in Canada for about 7 years in the late 90s, early 2000s. So yeah. I have some experience when it comes to, front house mostly, but that was so many years ago. And my experience and my, back in Canada working in real estate certainly helps out a little bit when it comes to, the maintenance of the place and keeping things going. But for the most part, the creative energy behind the whole restaurant is basically Nick. So
yeah.
Nick,
take it away, Nick. Tell me some of your background.
I've been back in Canada. I did about 13 and a half years in food and beverage, mainly high-end food and beverage, mainly front of the house. I've never worked in a kitchen. So coming down here and creating the menu, training the staff in the kitchen, and all that stuff was definitely a first for me, and definitely a challenge, right? Working with the Nicas, which are amazing people, but it's things take time, because it's culinary stuff that they've never really experienced themselves, and so it's completely repetitiveness and showing them over and over what you need done and how you want it done to keep the standards of El Dorado at a really high level, right? So, but the background that I had in Canada in food and beverage really helped me with what we're doing down here for sure.
What is your favorite thing on the menu right now?
Oh man.
Oh. That's a tough one.
Do we have to name one?
Yeah, everything's good, but and everyone always says that, but really everything is good. My God, it's got to be between like the 12-ounce tenderloin and the burger.
Yeah, your smile gets so big. 10-ounce tenderloin. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mine is the ribeye because I prefer a little bit more fat. So, but a nice ribeye here, covered with blue cheese, flan crusted at the table, little side of peppercorn sauce, our garlic mashed potatoes on the side, and a Caesar salad. To me is a perfect meal.
Wow. I'm so excited. I haven't heard that.
I know she doesn't do pork, but we may have to do a little side Caesar with no bacon in it. Oh. We'll give you the bacon on the side.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll eat everything.
I mean, like Matt said, mainly all our items on the menu have been created to perfection and absolutely delicious. But there is one that kind of stands out that's not a main course. It's a salad, and it's the beet carpaccio. So it's thinly sliced beets. It's covered with little celery chunks, and also with spicy candied walnuts, pieces of grape. And then what we do is we deep fry a piece of goat cheese on it, and it's covered in a house-made passion fruit dressing. The combination between the goat cheese, the spicy nuts, the grapes, the crunch of the earthiness of the beets, the crunch of the celery, and it all just beautifully melts together. And so yeah, that's a tough one to beat as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll have that, please, for sure.
Waiter. You see, we have a very family-friendly resort here. Sam, say hi to the camera. Turn around, say hi to the camera. Okay. There we go. Now go see mom, please, okay? Go see mom. So we get all our meat from Carne San Martin. We only buy the premium gold cuts, which is the highest quality of beef that Carne San Martin has in the country. I don't know if you guys know, but beef is actually the second biggest export of Nicaragua, right? And so they do a lot of beef in this country, and we buy everything from them. And we make sure to age it appropriately, right? So we keep it in the bag, sealed for 28 days, which is wet aging, and then we cut it, and then we dry age it until it gets served. In the near future, we're going to try to do some dry aging, maybe up to 60 days, more of the North American style of dry aging. So that's going to be coming. So our menu is very focused on beef, right? So, but at the same time, we know that there's a lot of people that are coming to San Juan that are either vegetarian or vegans, and we also have a lot of options for them, including a vegan steak.
So with the awesome restaurant that you guys have here, do you guys have options for stay?
For accommodation?
For accommodation.
Yes.
So we're working on that right now. We're going to be starting renovations of the upper floor of the hotel, and then once that's done, we're going to be clearing out the bottom floor and starting the renovations on the bottom floor. And the long-term plan is to do an all-inclusive with this resort, where when you get a room here, we charge per person. You get basically 3 meals included: the dinner the night you get there, breakfast the next morning, lunch in the early afternoon, and then the checkout time would be in the mid-afternoon, basically. And then you could do a little bit like a cruise ship. If you want to add a drink package to that, you can add a drink package. But right now, we don't have any accommodations available until we're done the renovation.
Okay, excellent. And with the restaurants, do you guys have any specials here at all during the week, on the weekends?
So we're open from Thursday we recently were open from Thursday to Monday. We've since decided to close because October is a pretty big rainy month. So we decided that we're going to be closed on Monday. So we're Thursday to Sunday, 11 in the morning till 11 o'clock at night. And on every weekend, we create a special, whatever that special will be. And so I think one of our biggest specials that we did so far here was a slow wine braised beef short rib. And it was accompanied with a cauliflower puree, wilted garlic spinach, and baby carrots. And it was melt in your mouth. You could have used just a spoon to eat the whole thing. And people are still raving about it. And we've done a lot of different specials that the people, which you can find all our specials on our Facebook page at El Dorado San Juan del Sur. And so, but yeah, we try to create different, like one weekend we did a Japanese tasting menu.
Wow.
One weekend it was Italian, we did Italian Fest around Italian week back home. And so we tried to keep it different. There's not one weekend that we've done where the special was the same, basically. So we've done kind of simpler specials like blackened chicken on Caesar salad and stuff like that. But I try to get really creative and bring some really different things that you can't find basically anywhere in this country, right? And so keeping that menu continuously changing and getting people who know and love our menu to come in for this special when we have a special that they want. We did beef Wellington 2 weekends ago. So people were asking, hey, could you do beef Wellington? And finally we delivered, we did beef Wellington, and people are still raving about that one too. So yeah, when it comes to specials, and we sometimes bring out specialty cocktails as well to kind of pair with the night. We're starting to do guest chef experiences where we invite guest chefs from the community.
That was just the other week, right?
Yeah, the Thai buffet. You guys couldn't make it, but it was great. We set up a big buffet here, big Thai buffet. Started off with a nice tom yum soup, and then there was a variety of Thai dishes. Mali, Supatra Mali was the Thai chef that came in and did the event. in which she's just, you know, a home cook basically. So we're giving people the opportunity to come in, use our establishment, you know, working in a commercial setting. I obviously go in the kitchen and taste everything that comes out of that kitchen because I
would too, for sure.
because I do need to keep the standards, you know, to my and I love food. I've traveled around the world, and everywhere I went, it was all about food, right? My wife and I would be like, okay, what's the best restaurant in this town? Okay, that's where we're going. Let's go try out the best everywhere. And we get home and I try to reproduce some of the dishes that we'd see, right? And so I need to keep the standard high, but it's an opportunity for local chefs that want to start their business down here to get known without having any big commitment and investment, right? So now she can start using the delivery service to ship, you know, Thai food in the community.
A lot of our viewers they seem to be entrepreneurial. They seem to be into experience over possession. You know, they love to travel and stuff. So coming here to Nicaragua, what's some advice or something you'd like to share with them about starting? Like, you had a dream and you've actually executed. That's amazing. I know how much work it does just to do this square footage, let alone the whole place. So what's some advice or something that you learned along the way that you'd like to pass on to these guys out there?
Oh man, well, I think having the courage and it's the tenacity and audacity, right? It's like you have the audacity to start something and the tenacity to follow through with it, right? That's what separates entrepreneurial people. Like, it's everyone's got a dream, but to actually go out there and do it, you know, that's pretty tough to do, right? And yeah, between Nick and I mean, Nick has been working tirelessly at this for many, many months, and we're here to support him and do everything we can. And he was the man with the vision and the dream, and I did my best to, you know, help make it happen, you know, and support him where I could, and where my skill set could come in and fill some gaps. But yeah, I guess you know, the same advice anybody would give anybody who wants to try something new and go for it. It's just really just go for it, and you know, create a business plan. You know, like you have to sit back and say, this is what we want to spend, this is where we want to be at certain places, and be flexible with it for sure. Just don't quit. Don't ever give up.
And what about you there?
Yeah, I would say the number one thing if you're going to come down to Nicaragua and want to start something is learn Spanish. I'm gonna say the amount of extra work I would have had to do if I didn't speak Spanish down here, and the hurdles I would have had to, I mean, that's number one, right? Start by, you're coming down to a place that, you know, 90% of the people speak Spanish. Learn Spanish, make sure you can understand them, make sure they can understand you, and that's a big hurdle that you're gonna overcome, and that's gonna help out a lot. That's the first thing I can do. Second thing is that Nicaragua is a place where opportunities are endless. It's basically like you're back home in North America 60 years ago, where you had an idea, you had the energy to make it happen, and you just went and made it happen. There wasn't all these, you know, red tape and government laws and all this stuff. It's really kind of, hey, hit the ground running with your idea, surround yourself with the right people, and I can tell you that the Nicaraguan people are amazing people. Yeah. Very trustworthy, very caring community that helps each other out in times of needs and everything. And so, you know, find the right people, support them and their family, and they're going to support your project. And that's really, and then get up in the morning and do what you got to do, right? You know, you're the only one that can lead the ship, right? And if you don't lead the ship, well, all your other people behind you, they're not going to do it for you, right? Yeah. They need a leader down here that's going to push the bar and say, hey, we need this done by this time, because as you guys know, Nicaragua time is a real thing. Yeah. And if you're not pushing the bar, it'll be mañana.
Oh, and that doesn't mean that's tomorrow. It just means in a morning.
It means someday in the near future. Mañana actually means tomorrow as a translation.
Yeah, but it doesn't really mean that.
Oh, mañana, which means I'll get to it when I'll get to it, right? Yeah. But you got to stay on top of them, right? Because and the one beautiful thing is really the labor costs.
Yeah.
Right. In North America, labor costs can crush companies. Right? Down here, labor is extremely affordable. right? So for somebody who has, you know, just a certain budget and want to make something happen, you can come down here and make something happen with a smaller budget.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Canada, you're like, oh my God, I need $250,000 to open up a restaurant. Well, down here, you may need a quarter of that if you start off small and grow. We went really big really quickly, right? And sometimes we regret a little bit of that, but I know in the near future we're not. We're going to be extremely happy with the decisions that we made.
Right.
So
Yeah, so the first one, I mean, you said it like it is, learn Spanish. And that's the biggest hurdle because it's like I'm trying, but I'm not really trying my best. I need to try more on that because I do know that that would make my life so much easier in doing business in Nicaragua. The other is the money side of things. I haven't seen somebody say, I'm moving to Nicaragua because it's cheaper to start a business. I have found the people that say, I'm moving to Nicaragua because I can start a business. As we say every day on Everything Nicaragua, adios, nos vemos.